Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Cody Johnson with news from around the Columbia Basin for Thursday, April 4th. Tonight we report on how Quincy is looking to build a new stage and how Grant County firefighters responded to 3 fires that were controlled burns. We look at how the Quincy Animal Shelter is helping to license dogs and how the NSA is leaving Yakima. In sports, a Seattle group made a presentation to the NBA yesterday to acquire the Sacramento Kings. Our spotlight story tonight is about a group of Japanese students here to learn about farming. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, Quincy residents may get another venue for entertainment. City officials applied for a $100,000 grant to help pay for an estimated $775,000 amphitheater at Lazier Park. The city applied for the grant from the Paul Lazier Foundation. The city received a grant from the foundation to create the park and pay for several of the pieces of equipment. The Paul Lazier Charitable Foundation provides grants for projects which involve community development, youth programs, public health and safety, education, and agriculture. The city has $345,000 saved for the project. The preliminary design calls for a 40-foot by 60-foot stage along with a windbreak. Architects estimate the seating area will be able to comfortably hold 700 to 800 people. The foundation expects to notify organizations about whether they receive the grant by June. Firefighters responded to 3 controlled burn fires yesterday. People reported fires in George at the intersection of State Route 17 and Nepel Road and Road 6 Southeast. The fires were controlled burns and extinguished shortly after the reports. Duty Captain Travis Sweelar said they can tell them whether or not the materials people are requesting to burn are legal or if they need to get a permit from the State Department of Ecology. Fire District 5 officials recommend people wanting to have controlled burns contact them at 509-765-3175 before starting. The contact also lets the district know if someone is burning in an area. Firefighters still respond to any call to determine if the controlled burn is a controlled burn, a different fire, or if the controlled burn has gotten out of control. A Moses Lake man was threatened with a gun after helping a woman. Prosecutors charged 51-year-old Jose Rodriguez Mora with assault in the 1st degree, unlawful possession of a firearm in the 2nd degree, and possession of methamphetamine in Grant County Superior Court. Bail was set at $100,000. The victim gave Rodriguez Mora's wife a place to stay to get away from him. He told a Grant County Sheriff's deputy the woman was a victim of domestic violence and was in the middle of a divorce. Rodriguez Mora's allegedly harassed the victim for about a week before traveling to his Carswell Drive home in Moses Lake on Tuesday. When the victim asked him to leave, Rodriguez Mora reportedly pointed a gun at the man and threatened to kill him. Quincy residents needing to pick up a dog license have a chance on April 11th. The Quincy Animal Shelter and the city are holding a dog licensing fair from noon to 5 p.m. at Quincy Hardware and Lumber, located at 23 East Street Southeast. Licenses cost $5 for spayed and neutered dogs and $12 for dogs which aren't spayed or neutered and registered with the American Kennel Club. Residents aren't allowed to own dogs which aren't spayed or neutered unless they're registered with the club. People need to bring proof the dog has been vaccinated for rabies, along with documentation the dog is either spayed, neutered, or is registered, according to city officials. Vaccinations are due every year or 3 years, depending on the vaccine. For more information, contact the animal shelter at 509-787-8010. Each of the people you see here have warrants for their arrest and are wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks you not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day, or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. We'll be right back after these messages with the latest forecast from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center, and we've got sports and more news on the way.